Good afternoon. I'm Pamela Smith, Chief of Police of the Metropolitan Police Department. We are here today to provide you an update of an officer-involved shooting that occurred at the corner of 7th Street and L Street Northwest. I am joined today by U.S. Marshals Service, Mr. Tony Dixon, who oversees Superior Court, and I'm also joined by ATF Anthony Spotwood. I will turn it over to Mr. Tony Dixon to provide you with further updates with regards to what occurred. What I will say to set the stage is this is a very preliminary investigation. We're in the very early stages. Tony?
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Chief Smith. I am Robert Tony Dixon, the U.S. Marshal for the D.C. Superior Court. At approximately 10 o'clock today, there was a shooting that took place here at the corner of L and 7th Streets, in which involved one of our deputies. As the chief said, everything is very fluid right now, and there's a preliminary state of investigation, so there's very little information that we have regarding it. We do know that shots were fired, and that the officer is well, as is, and that the civilian that was struck by the fire has been taken to the local hospital, where he is currently in surgery, as we understand it. We do not know all the specifics as it relates to what predicated the encounter, but we do know that the United States Marshal perceived a threat during which gunfire was exchanged, and that's where we are as of right now. So, as I said, any subsequent investigation will be done by Metropolitan Police. Let me say that, first of all, give my sympathies to anyone who's been impacted, the civilian, certainly the law enforcement community, and the community at large. When something like this happens, it's not a good thing for anyone. So my sympathies go out to everyone involved. With that said, I will take questions.
Mr. Dixon, was your deputy wounded in any way?
He was not, to our understanding, no. No.
Is this part of the... You said he received a threat. Hold on. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. Sir?
You said he received a threat?
I said he perceived a threat. Yes, perceived a threat, which as a result of that, the exchange occurred.
Was this part of the fugitive task force work, or was he in contact with this person and got shot, or was this just kind of a sudden connection on the street?
We don't know all the specifics about it. As it stands right now, we believe this is an isolated incident unrelated to the fugitive task force.
And did he know this person, or did they just kind of confront each other on the street? This wasn't someone he was in custody with, or was going to see, or going to apprehend, or anything?
Again, the matter is very in the early stages. As it stands right now, we don't know that to be the case, but we don't know that that isn't the case either. It's very, very early. He was in an on-duty status.
And how is ATF involved, sir?
We're just here to assist Marshal Dixon with whatever he needs.
Gotcha. So your guys were not involved?
No, sir.
Can we ask Chief just to take questions?
And just for clarification, when it comes to the ATF, as you know, Bob, ATF usually responds to the scene of any shooting, and they support us with the ballistics and any guns that may be recovered on the scene.
And Chief, what should people know in terms of, I mean, there's a lot of police presence, a lot of streets closed already because of what's coming up this weekend. In terms of this very busy area around the Metro, the Convention Center, what should people know in terms of how long do you think this is going to be impacted?
Oh, we're looking to kind of bring the perimeter in just a little bit closer so that we can open up some of the external roadways. What I say, this is an isolated incident. It has not connected to anything related to any of our events this weekend. As you know, as Mr. Dixon stated, we're still in the very preliminary stages of the investigation, and as soon as we're able to obtain additional information, we will push it out. As you know, for all shootings that take place here in the District of Columbia, especially an officer-involved shooting, our Internal Affairs Bureau will conduct the investigation for the personnel side, and then our criminal investigators will determine what the basis were for the investigation.
Any kind of generic information about the person who shot, male, young?
So what we know, it is a male. We do not know whether it's an adult or a juvenile. I think there were some preliminary reports that this was a juvenile. We're just uncertain of that at this time. The individual is in surgery, and so therefore it's going to take us just a little bit of minute just to determine his identity.
Did you find a weapon at the scene?
That's still a part of the investigation. Sure.
When you talk about working together throughout this investigation, MPD is not involved at all. You guys are just here to assess the situation and make sure that
No, we're not just here to assess the situation. And when we say we're involved, I mean, as you know, we all work very well together for all events. All Cardiff, the task force, we all have members assigned to the task force. But in an incident where we have an officer-involved shooting, MPD is the lead on the investigation for the officer-involved shooting. But we're also the lead on any criminal investigation associated with the shooting. And as you know, once we determine what that is, that case will go over to the U.S. Attorney's Office, as all cases do, to determine whether they decline the case or accept it.
And Mr. Dixon, can you give us kind of any information about your deputy, male, female, young, old, veteran, not, alone, as part of a group at the time?
I will only say he's a senior U.S. United States deputy, and beyond that, I'm not going to give you much detail about it. It's not really relevant, I don't think. I think the most relevant. He's a veteran and veteran deputy, and he's in good shape. That's what's most important.
And this is perceived threat, no warrant was being served, no arrest was trying to be made.
Again, the details are yet unknown, but the perception was that there was a threat, and he responded accordingly.
All right, thanks everyone.
Okay, thank you.